next one is the 6th chakra, which is the 3rd eye chakra, associated with the color indigo or navy blue, located in the center of your forehead between your eyebrows, and it is associated with the pineal and pituitary gland. It is linked to our intuition, our perception, awareness, higher knowledge, imagination, sixth sense, your visualization, spiritual insight, higher consciousness, and inspiration.
And sleep.
Yes.
Yes.
Big time. Did not know that. I know that there was some type, but not like that it actually created.
Well, it's our pineal gland that actually releases the melatonin.
Right.
So,
yeah, I did not know that. I literally just discovered that. Very crazy.
Which the pineal gland is what is probably one of the most calcified aspects of our physical due to all of the heavy metals and fluoride that is literally a neurotoxin. Yep.
Yeah.
Calcify that, then you don't have the ability to think for yourself.
Pretty much.
I'm just going to stop right there.
That's for another... That's a whole rabbit hole.
That's a Patreon, my friends. I cannot on here.
Gosh. Okay. You know, I fortunately feel like this one has been the best of not getting
I would say
consistently blocked. Right. That is one of my biggest gifts.
Totally.
And very grateful for that. Yeah. And nothing has like truly messed with that this entire experience other than last year. You know, I can certainly stand for the blocks with like fear, sadness, worry, of having an excessive amount of that. You know, I don't know. The way I see is kind of like a 3D vision, as we all do, but like I see a heightened vision of it. It's seeing the good, the bad, and really the ugly too. Seeing the auras of literally everything. It's kind of this really cool blend of everything. But
and then other dimensional beings that are not all
exactly. Again, like I mentioned in the last video, I do have a pituitary gland tumor, and I can't remember how big it is. Very scary experience because that's went through a whole journey on that. I was about 18 and thought that was cancer.
And now come to find out, it may be the coolest thing about you. Like the access to your gifts, essentially. You know?
And that's what
it's wild.
It is for sure. I think it was it the end of last year. I did a channeling with Toth and heard it was like the seat of the soul.
Right, yeah.
And I learned about like the magic behind our gland in connection with different dimensions and stuff. Yeah. And that's a whole thing too. I say the only block I had was, of course, January of last year when my mom died. I had Yeshua come to me months later and said, I turned it down.
I feel like it was like into last summer maybe that he divulged that he had turned it down for you.
Yeah, it might.
Or going into the fall maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like super long ago, but I was still reading people in like February of the next month of that my mom died, but it wasn't. You
still had access; it just wasn't as strong as it was prior.
Yeah, definitely not.
Now. Yeah.
Not the same at all. It was a very mild version of having spirit come forth and stuff. I've had my disconnected times, with insomnia and things, so that would make sense. But just a question for anybody else that knows, because I guess most people don't know if they have a tumor or cyst in their, I can never say it, pineal gland.
In your pineal or pituitary?
Yes. I was reading.
And I'm not sure which one yours is because I think you might have said both.
Crap.
But I don't even know because I think you said both. Anyway, it's in her brain.
It's in the center. They told me it was in the center of my brain.
And that's where, the guides come and like have a seat and have chats. So, yeah.
Yes. So, but my question was for anybody in this realm of having something in the center of their brain.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you have a heightened spiritual sense or gift or knowing? I'm just super curious.
Yeah, drop a comment or shoot us an email. I think our email is on all platforms that you'll hear this podcast.
Yeah.
So yeah, anybody who has this, we're super intrigued. We're kind of we're kind of on a mission to see if this is like a thing.
Wouldn't it be cool if it was just a little group of all?
Yeah, we just want to know.
I mean, I don't know, but yeah, just let me know.
Yeah.
But that's all I got for that.
Yeah. Right on. Blessings on blessings. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, for me, I got like a wild story, and it's very otherworldly, but it's cool. Anyway, okay. So basically, they put me on Ambien when I was 14 years old. So essentially, a lifelong insomniac in the past. Yeah, it's always been a thing. So I'll be honest, I still have not come to the complete root of that. That I'm still on a mission to discover that. But I will say that I, used to be obsessed with deodorant, and I mean the kinds with the heavy metals before I knew the things. I used to use fluoride, toothpaste. Obviously, I don't use either now. But so that, adds to, that whole experience with the third eye. And then fear is another one too. And I was always a very fearful child. Still to this day, I feel like that is one of the bigger emotions for me to work through in this lifetime. So it's, really, feel the fear, but do it anyway. That is what courage is, So I feel I've become a courageous lion, and yeah, anywho. So, but the wild experience is in 2020 when I was going through my Kundalini awakening. I woke up in the middle of the night with the most extreme pain I've ever experienced right in the center of my forehead. Other entities, other beings shot me in my third eye in my dream space. So, I'm not sure, if folks are aware, when we dream, we're not just like chilling in our bodies, resting. We're, traveling, to either other dimensions, parallel universes in which you're having the same experience but making different choices, kind of thing, stuff like that. So in this space, I mean, I frequently will be, going to battle or being taught and educated in my dreaming space. And this one, I don't really know what I was doing, but I got shot in my third eye. So when I woke up in extreme pain, and I sat up, and as soon as I sat up, I immediately projectile vomited because the pain was so intense. And I was like, what is going on? So then I go to stand up to go to the bathroom because, I'm vomiting. And as soon as I stand up, I'm like, I cannot stand up. So I bend over, and then I'm, it just continues. And then finally that ceased, and I lay back down. I'm like, what is going on, dude? I don't know. I do not understand what's happening. I fall back asleep, and it happened again. I was definitely the next day, I was freaked out because, I don't recall exactly what was happening. I just knew I was attacked on a serious level, and my third eye vision
gone.
Yep. So, my biggest sense is knowing. But my third eye's always been very on point as well. So it's these entities were trying to blind me, of course, because, through my Kundalini awakening, I was having the awakening of, I have to step on my path now. It is time. There's no running anymore. I have to do this. And I was ready, but, knowing that I'm doing that, there are light forces and there are dark forces in this, in this universe and in this existence, and those of us that are stepping up and sharing and helping to heal and helping to raise a consciousness and raise the vibration of the planet. There are a lot of individuals, a lot of beings that do not want that. We are also an energy source for the dark too. So if we raise, then they don't have the energy to pull from. So there's, they can try to stop us, and that includes through humans. There are a lot of entities that will work through humans. So whether that be just an experience, just someone on the road, just to mess with you, or it could be your best friend who they experience a big loss, or something happened, their vibration drops. These entities jump on, and then they really alter their personality and their traits and all the things, and then they'll try to stop you. I mean, we've had some really, let me just watch my French here, some really traumatic experiences, which again we'll share at a later time on the Patreon, not for the general public. But yeah, it's wild. So anyways, it seems to be a battle that is ongoing for those trying to share the light. So
stop.
No, they won't. Yeah, another one started in November for me, and I'm recovering my sight again. But yeah, it's wild. It's wild. So yeah, I'll let you know when I figure out the root cause of my third eye stuff. But I'm still digging deep on that one.
Yeah.
I'm ready to discover it.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy stuff. Okay, so the last.
We got one left. We got this is a long one, y'all. We're gonna split this up into two, of course. We'll see who's here to hear the end of it.
The seventh chakra is the crown chakra. It's associated with the color of violet.
And it's located at the top of our head, slightly above, actually, radiating upwards. And it's also like the third eye, and it's also associated with the pineal and the pituitary glands. And our crown chakra actually represents our understanding, our connection to the divine, our sense of unity within, unity, spiritual connection, all that good stuff.
Yeah. I'll go?
Yeah, go ahead. What you got?
So the basis of the crown, right, is just to know.
Yes.
Mine is to know why I'm here. I've always questioned that.
Right, for sure.
I feel like I've had this knowing of what is the reason why I'm here,
right.
But nothing comes with it. There's no details.
Right.
There's no handbook.
I think you've been figuring that out the past couple of years at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating, right?
Yes, it is.
We're here on Earth, and
it's a very empty feeling when we don't understand what the point is.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But
it's like we're slaves.
Yeah.
Literally, until we figure out.
Until you choose to break out of this little
totally. Yep.
Matrix game. Yep. But I remember multiple conversations. That I needed to stay in my lane, or I needed to, people would get mad at me for not doing what I used to do for them, or
because again, boundaries.
Right.
You learned what a boundary was. Yeah.
Exactly.
For sure.
I was manipulated in so many ways. Again, not everybody's fault, but that's just what it was.
Yeah.
So this manipulated perception of life, that's what do you do with that? Of not understanding and seeking something so deeply to try to figure it out.
Can I just say one thing in there? Not only the manipulation from the experience of your family and stuff like that. Can we talk about our schools and our healthcare system? And again, stay tuned, friends. Stay tuned. Anywho, yeah.
Right. I mean, we all are.
Gaslighting. Yes.
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 So I've always tried to figure it out. Obviously, throughout my life, I've had a more excessive amount of trauma and grief with that. And not in like a victim mentality, but
Right.
my existence. I just like, what is it for? Like, did I really come here as a child, like someone so young, and everybody just like abandoned? And
it's like either they literally treated you like the scum of the earth, or you literally didn't exist.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I could never ever figure it out.
Right.
You know, I say I'm an only child, have a half brother. I don't exist.
Right.
He has half brothers. They exist for him.
Right.
They don't exist. I don't exist for him. Like, it's just this
Wild
twist of like, you're just trying to understand. Again, it's kind of is what it is.
Right.
But you're always looking for something that you always want, which is that love and family.
It's someone to see you, literally.
Right.
Literally.
Right. The pain and the trauma behind seeing my family members and to love others,
right.
and not me, and I was taking care of the one that they were loving. It messed me up for a long time. So much lack of connection in the physical realm, and I would get, pissed off that I would have to be in the physical realm.
Right.
I did not want to be in it anymore. I do believe that this level of abandonment I've experienced is for a reason. And
for sure.
It's weird. It's like I'm still grasping at like why, but I always had this unity with this.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Yep.
And I can't complain on that, because what they give through this.
And this being spirit, for those who are not watching on the screen.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you. My gifts and talents dominated my life in a lot of like hot spots, and especially now.
You had no choice but to experience life outside of your life, because no one in your life knew you existed, treated you like you existed. But it's like all of that was on purpose, so you develop this strong connection in the spirit realm for you to do what you're here to do, to help heal humanity and awaken humanity,
Yeah. It's kind of like...
That was rough. Do we have to do it that way?
Right.
But, yeah.
But again, who knows that if you would... Everyone comes down here for a mission, right?
Totally.
And who knows what mine is. But if I didn't have these people to push me and pop my balloon, I have to be grateful for it.
And that's where we find our gratitude for even the most challenging, horrendous experiences, because if it didn't happen, we wouldn't be who we are.
Right. And we have to have peace with how things were, and the truth comes out.
Right.
Like,
oh, for sure.
You think family and stuff, and how you can try to hide and go around and not unify what we came here with, like blood. It's gonna surface one way or another.
Well, and here's the thing, contrary to what a lot believe, many believe, and that is that there's Judgment Day, and our Creator judges us. That's actually that is not what I believe to be true. We judge us. And I don't know about anybody else, but I am the hardest on myself than I've ever been on anybody else.
Absolutely.
So it's like, as soon as we realize, the mistakes we've made, sometimes that right there, it's, that's a lesson right there. Because that feeling, I mean, I've made some mistakes in my life that have been really unbearable to feel. Not that they were even that big of a deal compared to murder or robbery or whatever. But it's like, but that's not me, and to know that I did that whether I was an addict or not. You know what I mean? It's like, wow, that hurts, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I treated someone that way? No, dude, like that's, yeah. So, you know, yes, truth comes out, but a lot of times it'll come out within, and,
oh yeah,
you know.
it comes out in all ways and
Yeah,
forms.
for sure. Totally.
And a lot of it, I mean, I know we'll talk about it in like, we could hold on to that of like, why me? Why didn't they want to do that?
The victim mentality, sure.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
But all of it
that's
is
almost
just
easier.
There's a different level of victim mentality to just being truly heartbroken.
Oh, absolutely.
Why is there a reason
for
that
sure. Yeah.
you know you just can't act appropriately?
Right.
But we can choose to either, you know, hang on to that or just lost my thought.
Heal and forgive, and you know, just understanding, you know, it does not justify another's behaviors, but to understand that they're coming from their own place of pain and their unhealed traumas and their childhood and all the things. Again, it does not excuse anything, but it's like, you know what? I see that you are also deep in your pain and in your suffering, and and because of that, you have caused me pain. But I understand, and I will forgive you. You know, I forgive you, and I will, you know, be, you know, hold a space of compassion and love. And I'll also do that from afar because that's best for me. You know, that's a tough thing, you know, to do when we are still sitting with, you know, a lifetime of wound. But you know, if we show up and we do the work, you know, it does get easy to get to that. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But there's also this thing of like, people sign up for a good mission, and people sign up so you can complete that good mission by doing something bad. The
whole universe is polarity. You know, there's light and there's dark, and we, you know, we've been coexisting, but we're shifting on over.
I liked what you said with the, you know, God sees the mission that we all get, and that, you know, has a part to do with, but he also sees the stupidity that we will all have in our life. And like, if that's not the most validating thing, like, for sure, you good, like, it's fine.
He puts that into account. You know what I mean? He, she, you know,
not saying you can go make stupid decisions, but like,
if you,
like, you know, it's that level.
I mean, but Source understands that we are human. It literally, you know, school is, I mean, Earth is school. So we are here to you know, to evolve and elevate consciousness, and so that does mean, you know, lessons and feelings and all things. So
definitely,
yeah, totally. Yeah. So my crown chakra story, you know, actually this won't be too long, really. Is basically So I had become a nurse, and my first year in nursing, even it was like, so this is what I'm supposed to do the rest of my life. Okay. So what else is happening? You know, because like, it was like, you know, up until even then, it was just like, you know, just felt like struggle. I mean, there are, you know, beautiful, you know, moments all over the place. I was lacking a sense of purpose. For existence, even though I was a nurse, and I'm like, I'm gonna be a nurse, I'm gonna help people, it's gonna be amazing, and then I become a nurse, and I'm like, I mean, I love what I do, don't get me wrong, but still feeling so empty inside, like this is, you know, this is it, but then I didn't know how to protect myself either, so like, I was coming home from work, and I would just be a wreck because I was absorbing all my patient stuff and all of their family stuff and everybody I work with stuff. So, you know, that was just so heavy. And I didn't really have a connection to a higher power. Like, I believed in a creator, you know, but I certainly was not, you know, praying. I'd never meditated before. I just, you know, that deeper meaning of life, I was just really lacking and really seeking. I don't really think I even, like, knew what joy was anymore. I didn't really know what brought me joy other than, like, you know, getting drunk at a slip and slide party. like as an adult. You know what I mean? Like it was nothing. And so then, migraines, had run in my family. So I would have migraines and stuff, but not understanding. I didn't even know what chakras were at this point. So I didn't understand that all of this was crown chakra stuff, all crown chakra. And then I guess probably I was pretty deep in this space of lacking purpose and connection and everything. And then I had my divine smackdown of my strokes, and I had a spontaneous dissection of my left carotid. And so, I stroked out for 3 days, having to learn how to walk and talk and ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, and how to walk and how to drive and how to do everything all over again. But that blew me wide on open, so that's when let the games begin,
Right.
But really, that's when it started for me. That was almost 14 years ago, 14 and a half years ago. Yeah. Anyway, so of course now I'm grateful, having to start over again as a toddler at 27 years old, having a career of a nurse, and I didn't go back to nursing for years, because I didn't have the capacity to have a critical thought. And I'm like, I'm going back to waiting tables. This is what I'm going to do. And while I actually enjoy it, you know what I mean? Because, I love just, chatting to people, I love, the restaurant vibe of it's like a big family, you know what I mean? So I just love the atmosphere of it all. But, that wasn't fulfilling for me on a soul level, But again, looking back, I'm so grateful because it was a divine blessing and a divine smackdown all at the same time, because it put me on my path. It awakened me. It caused such a severe amount of pain in my body that I had no choice but to find energy healing, which led to yoga, which led to meditation, which led to how else can I heal myself? And that's turned into, what's been probably 12, 13 years of self-study of just healing myself. And then, sharing that with anybody who will listen, really, Yeah, so I'm grateful. But man, that's rough. I don't have migraines anymore. But also, I've got a couple of people in my life that have, recently developed, brain tumors. And that's crown chakra, So if we can, do some work on our crown chakras, you know what I mean? So again, check us out on YouTube. We'll do shorts on here, but also on TikTok and Instagram, because we're going to go through each chakra each day. We're going to get to specifics on, how to identify a blocked chakra, how to heal that blocked chakra, and then we're also going to talk about, foods and colors associated, and then we're going to do some sound bowls for them too. Yeah, so come get a little mini healing session each day with us.
We thank you so much for sticking through. It's a lot, but hopefully it's a lot of good stuff, for everybody. We just thank you so very much for, the people already following and then the new ones as well. So yeah, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, stay connected with us throughout the week. Check out links below for our other platforms.
Yep.
We just thank you for your time. And again, as just a reminder, if you do have center of your brain, let me know, because I'm so curious.
Well, I hope everybody has the center of their brain.
Right, if you have a thing in the brain.
Right. You'll get it. It's all good.
I would, if you don't mind, take a deep breath for me and hold your hand over your heart and
let's breathe into our heart space.
Yes.
And really, what a good one. A beautiful, beautiful medicine woman, Kundera, a dear, dear friend of mine. What she likes to do to release some stagnant energy and drop us back in our heart space. And this is going to be weird and uncomfortable, and I still can't get her to do it. But that is a deep breath in. And so, you may not want to do that in front of others quite yet, but if you get alone and you can do that and you're in your car and you really need to drop back in, please do that because it feels amazing. You can really feel the shift in your energy. Yeah.
Beautiful. For you to do it. I'll get there.
Well, we discussed that I wasn't going to do this here, but I did it anyway. So
Whatever feels.
I just feel like that's a good one that I really love to share with people.
Good.
Yeah.
Say the last. I'm gonna say an affirmation. So forgiving others is a gift.
Forgiving others is a gift.
I give to myself.
I give to myself.
Because it allows my heart to heal.
Because it allows my heart to heal.
Oh.
Remember, forgiving others does not justify anything they've done to you. Forgiving others is for you. It is for you because to carry that is what will cause us dis-ease, will cause us illness. So let's go ahead and release that and find forgiveness. It's not going to happen in a moment, but take your time. But let's get there.
Give yourself the peace that all is well.
You don't have to carry it,
even when you feel like it's not.
Yeah.
It is.
It is,
or it will be.
Yeah. So thank you again, friends.
Thank you
So much.